Today I'm going to review these two figures, which are the Ichiban Kuji Naruto figures. Now, if you've been keeping up to date with some of our other reviews, I reviewed these two, which were the other Ichiban Kuji series. So just to repeat myself again, an Ichiban Kuji literally means number one lottery. So you can't buy Banpresto figures, you can't buy in Japan. They're either released in Crane Games or they're released as Ichiban Kuji. The Ichiban Kuji tend to be like a premium release. They tend to be larger, things that you can't really put inside a UFO catcher. But these figures are actually relatively small, but they were very hard to get. They're very collectible. As I said in the last video, not a lot of Naruto figures were released in Japan. I don't know why. It's a real shame. It's a great series. But anyway, let's have a look at these figures. So there were 3 figures that were released. Actually, there were 4 figures released. Actually, I think there were 5 figures released in this line. There's a Naruto Sage version, which is when he fights Pain. Then there's Jiraiya, and then there's Minato. Now, Minato was released as a standard version, and he was also released as a Serpia version. And this is actually the Serpia version. So Serpia is kind of like a, not black and white, but like a darker, sort of black and white feel to it. And I think there's also a Serpia Jiraiya version, which is very valuable and rare. But essentially there were 3 figures, or if you want to include the 2 from Minato, 4. Yeah, the Jiraiya one, very, very rare. So unfortunately I don't have the Sage version Naruto, and I also don't have the boxes for these figures, so we'll just be looking at the figures themselves. So let's have a look at Jiraiya. Now firstly, I don't believe you can detach them from the bases, unfortunately. So now you'll notice as well on the back they have like a slot here, and they do actually have like a cardboard backing with a picture, and I might provide a link in the comment section of a picture of the 3 figures with those backing, but unfortunately I don't have those either. So this is Jiraiya. They're kind of standard size figures. This is a iPhone 5 case, which I use as a sense of dimension, so you can see it's a bit bigger than that. It's probably about, Jiraiya is actually quite tall, I don't know, maybe 17 or 18 centimeters. And it's a great figure, lots of detail. Like you can see even here, it's got like the cross-hatched pattern. So these sort of circles, they are a little bit shiny. I don't know if you can tell. Same with the Hitayate, the head protector. You can see the even he seems to have pupils in his eyes, and of course the red face pattern. So it's, you know, it's a proper Jiraiya figure, and he's got his very, very long hair. It does move a little bit. I don't really think it's meant to though. And you can see his scroll as well. So no assembly required with this, it's all as is. So that's Jiraiya. And if we have a look at Minato. So as I said, this is the Serpia version, so he looks a bit more black and white. Which I quite like, actually. It sort of makes him look a bit more, I don't know, because you got to remember at the start of the series, Minato is dead, right? And so I think just having like a Serpia version just makes him look a bit more, I don't know the right word. It looks a bit more like a statue, like a memory, rather than a sort of living character, if that makes sense. So I won't talk about Jiraiya, otherwise I'll give the story away for those who haven't watched. But yeah, so you can see the cape is meant to be like a sort of rich red, but it's more like a maroon. It's very dark red. You can see the printing on the back, which says the 4th Hokage. You'll Daime Hokage, the fourth Hokage. So nice figure. He looks a little bit sort of meek. Like if you compare it to like Jiraiya, he's got his big smile, but you look at Minato, he's very sort of meek looking. But, yeah, there is. This is the only sort of large version of Jiraiya. There is a Shinobi Relations of Minato, but to be honest, I don't really like it. His eyes just look a little bit too far apart. He just looks a little bit strange. So I think this is probably the best figure of Minato, and obviously you've got the Jiraiya as well, which looks awesome. So if you do have the Shinobi Relations, and I might again put pictures in the comment section, you can put like Kakashi, you can put Naruto. Looks really good as a set of 4. So that's the Ichiban Kuji Jiraiya and Serpia version Minato. Thanks for watching.